Yep, I'm recording. Good.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, anyways, so yeah, so we were talking about that Browns and the Steelers. So I mean that game though was very one-sided, and I just didn't think it would be that bad. I thought it'd be a little bit closer of a game. Let's see here. Trying to pull up the schedule for the upcoming games. Um, so obviously we have our picks that we're gonna be doing now. So with that for our uh, oh my gosh, this thing is upsetting me quite greatly.
So tomorrow, the afternoon game, we have the Rams and the Packers. Tomorrow night is the Ravens Bills.
Okay. So there we go. Now I got it up. Of course, after you say that. But so with our picking scores, it looks like as of right now, I am up by 8 points on you total.
Mm-hmm.
So 8 points behind. Each of these games will be worth 3 points, correct?
Yes.
So
So
three points.
if we pick completely different and I go perfect, if we pick every game different and I go perfect, I pass you.
Oh, okay. Okay. There you go. Well, we'll see how that goes then. So the Rams Packers. Let's talk about that game first before we make our predictions. So I am very excited to see Jalen Ramsey versus Devonte Adams. Like this will be the true like who is better. Like is Jalen Ramsey really that good of a shutdown corner? Or is Devonte Adams really that good of a wide receiver? Like, I just think it's going to be a very interesting matchup because that they're going to be paired against each other. Um, the number one defense versus one of the top offenses. I don't think they had the number one offense, but they were one of the top offenses in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers being MVP. Um, the Rams, huge underdogs in this game. Um, it will be played in Lambeau, so very cold, as always. So will that play a big role in the defense as well? Um, what are you most looking forward to for this matchup?
Devonte Adams versus Jalen Ramsey. Like same that you said. Like I'm really looking forward to that because Jalen Ramsey is probably the best shutdown corner in the NFL, but he always hand fights with receivers. That's how he plays. He's a good press corner and he hand fights. Devonte Adams doesn't use his hands when he's breaking out in his routes. He's all footwork. You barely ever see his hands come up to push off or to play. Like he never uses his hands in his footwork. His footwork is impeccable and he jukes people out so damn fast. So it's going to be a little bit different than what Jalen Ramsey is used to covering. So I think it's going to be a bit strange to watch, but I think it's going to be one hell of a matchup.
When the Packers just absolutely stomp the Rams. I've as a Rams fan, it makes me sad. Um, as my pick though, I'm gonna stick with my Rams. I'm gonna pick the Rams in the upset. I don't have my. We're not doing locks and upsets, but they're huge underdogs. So I'm going with the Rams. It will be considered an upset if the Rams are able to pull this off. Hoping I can't put against my Rams. Do I think they'll win? Maybe not, but I'm hoping it'll at least be a good game. I don't want the Packers to just steamroll them I don't want it to be like when the Packers played the 49ers last year and the 49ers just absolutely like demolished them. I want it to be like a close game and a good game. And if the Packers end up winning, I'm not going to be that upset. And I'm not, and if the Rams win, I'll say it now. Jen probably can't hear me, but I'm not going to brag about it either if the Rams win. So I'm not going to rub it in her face.
You hear that, babe? Matt says if the Rams beat the Packers, he's not going to brag about it or rub it in your face. She says, okay.
Right.
That works. So I think the biggest X factor in this entire game is going to be Jared Goff's thumb in the cold.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to hurt him, and he's not going to be able to throw the ball well because it's going to hurt so much. I have to go against you on this. Like, one, respect the provider of thy nookie, and two, the Packers I think are a better team. The Rams have a great defense, but they have to be able to get to Rodgers, and not many people have this year. That's one thing that the Packers have really stepped up is they've kept Rodgers pretty damn clean. And if you give him time, he's going to pick apart any defense that's out there. So that's the thing that's going to tear him up is that the Packers are going to take it because of that.
All righty. Well, I knew you would pick the Packers in this one, but I can't go against my Rams. I gotta stay truthful. I gotta stay faithful. So gotta go with it. Alrighty. So the next matchup, like you said, is the Ravens and the Bills. So I'll let you start with kind of breaking down how you feel about the matchup, and you get to pick first as well after you break it down.
Both of these teams are hot. They're on fire. They both ended with win streaks. Honestly, I would say it's between Stephon Diggs and Davante Adams as to who the best receiver in the league was this year. Even though Pro Football Focus put Stephon Diggs as number 4, which doesn't make sense. But yeah, they put Davante Adams at number 1. Then they put A.J. Brown as number 3. And I don't even remember who number 2 was. But Tyreek Hill was number 5. It's like Tyreek Hill and Stephon Diggs were better than A.J. Brown and better than this other dude. I can't even remember who it was. Justin Jefferson. They said Justin Jefferson was number 2, the rookie for Minnesota.
Oh, they didn't put Kelsey up there?
No, he's a tight end. He's not a receiver.
Oh, it was just for receivers.
Yeah. So they put Justin Jefferson and A.J. Brown in front of Stephon Diggs, who had the most receptions and most receiving yards in the entire league, and Tyreek Hill, who had like second most receiving yards in the league. Like, I don't get why those guys weren't number 2 and 3. But Davante Adams and Stephon Diggs, in my opinion, are the 2 best receivers in the league right now. Like I said, both these teams are hot. I think the edge, though, is going to go to the Bills because they have the number 2 rushing defense in the league. And I think Lamar Jackson's still going to get 100 yards, but I think they're going to hold him out of the end zone. I think that's what's going to be the key is they're going to hold that run game out of the end zone. They're a bend, don't break type team. And I think that they're going to bend a little bit, give them some yards, but not let them score as big. So I really think that's where the Bills step up and take this game.
I like it. Awesome. For me, it's interesting because both quarterbacks finally got their first playoff win last week. So they got over that hump, which is funny to say because, like, they just have started in the league, and yet everyone is expecting them to already be winning playoff games. But they got over that hump, and they got over especially I guess with the Bills having that long playoff drought. They had gone a long time without winning a playoff game. I think, like you said, the X factor is going to be Stephon Diggs. Lamar doesn't have that great of a number one wide receiver like Josh Allen does with Stephon Diggs. So I'm going to give the edge to the Bills as well, and I'm going to take the Bills. Um, they're loose, they're confident, they got the swagger, they have everything going for them. Um, and Lamar has already said that he's worried about playing in the cold because they're calling for snow. So, um, and freaking Josh Allen he used to play for Wyoming, when he was in college. So, he's used to the cold, and he's been playing for Buffalo this whole time. So I think the weather and all that I said is going to give them the edge, and they're gonna take the W. All right,
Sweet.
and the Sunday games. The first one is the Browns and the Chiefs. Um, this one's interesting because um, the Browns just dominating the Steelers and coming out and kind of shocking everyone with that. Um, I'm gonna make it short and sweet for my pick, and I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. And they're gonna stop that momentum. They're playing in Arrowhead. Um, Mahomes is just on another level. The team is on another level. I just don't think that anyone can stop them. I think it's going to be the Bills and the Chiefs in the championship game, and it'll be very interesting to see who comes out on top with that one. But the Chiefs just have too many weapons. The Browns let the Steelers come back in that game a little bit on defense, and they can't let the Chiefs do that because the Chiefs proved last year that they can come back from being down in every single game. So I don't think that the Browns they don't have enough to be able to stop all those weapons. So
Yeah, fair. Um, this one's hard for me because, like you said, the Chiefs have all those weapons. The Browns got momentum, man. They really do. They're confident. They're hungry. They're young. They want to fight. I think it's going to be it's going to be an absolute dogfight. And the Browns defense showed just how good they are against the Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger is not a bad quarterback at all. That receiving core for the Steelers is actually pretty damn good. Granted, none of them are as fast as Tyreek Hill or as strong as Travis Kelce. Sammy Watkins is out this game. He's not actually playing. Sammy Watkins really isn't a big target anymore. They're talking they may actually cut him at the end of the season, just to save some cap space. Man, this one's hard for me. I hate rooting for the Chiefs. I do. And the Browns are on fire. I'm gonna flip a coin on this one.
If the Browns are able to continue running the ball with that two-headed monster of Chubb and Kareem Hunt, they could keep Kansas City's offense, that high-powered offense, on the sideline. So
yeah,
if they're able to do that, they'll have a chance at least. So
yeah. Just for pick's sake and trying to catch you, I'm going to go against you.
Oh!
I'm going to take the Browns in this one. I hate doing it. They came close.
You've been sticking with the.
They came close. So I'm going to take the Browns in that one.
Oh my goodness! And through, I'll hand it to you on that. And I think it's funny that a lot of people on the radio are saying, the Browns can pull off this upset and win. That it'll show that Baker Mayfield has the ability to beat someone like a Patrick Mahomes. But I don't think Baker has really done anything that exciting this year. I think it's been the run game and that offensive line. That offensive line has been killer all season. So I wouldn't give Baker Mayfield too much props other than he was a good game manager and he doesn't turn the ball over. That's
He did drop some dimes that touchdown pass to Jarvis Landry was freaking gorgeous, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, every quarterback can have those moments and do that, I feel like. So,
Yeah.
but anyways, and then the Sunday game, the later game is the Bucks versus the Saints. This is the third time that they're meeting up, and same division, same as the Rams and the Seahawks, but the only difference is the Saints have won the past two games, and it's hard to beat the same team three times in a row in one season. So it's one of those things, and Tom Brady has never been beaten by the same team three times either in the same season. He's always figured it out and gotten a win. Um, it's going to be an interesting matchup. It's like what Drew Brees posted on Twitter saying, it's two old guys. He had a picture of him old and gray, and then Tom Brady was like gray with a beard, and two old guys, going at it in the playoffs. Um, it'll be interesting to see if Tom Brady can adjust and do what needs to be done to win the game, because obviously this Tampa team is a different team than what it was when they played them, the two times before. They look way different, they play different, and they have Antonio Brown playing a lot better too. What do you think about this matchup, because you get to pick first anyways?
You kind of hit the nail on the head there. Except one thing, Tom Brady's never lost to the same team twice in the season. He's never lost to the same team twice in one season until the Saints this year.
Yeah.
I think Tom Brady's going to be looking for revenge, but I think Drew Brees he's going to run. The team is going to do what they've done against the Bucks and just own them. I honestly, I don't see Brady going past this round. As good as the Bucks look with Antonio Brown, the Saints defenses look just as good. They've shut people down. They've taken players completely out of the game. Like they've actually stepped up. Their secondary is doing good. Cam Jordan's getting to the quarterback. They're doing a lot better right now than they were in the beginning of the season. Their defense is even better now than the previous two times that they faced the Bucks. Yes, the Bucks look better than they did. They look like a different team, but I still don't think it's enough to get past the Saints. So yeah, I'm taking the Saints for this. Saints are going to the NFC Championship against the Packers.
All righty. Well, I think it'll be interesting, because I feel like the Saints are kind of, not necessarily Drew Brees, but the Saints are kind of choke artists once it gets to this point. They something always happens, the Music City Miracle, or the no call pass interference against the Rams, or whatever it may be. Something always happens where they get to this point and then they lose. Not necessarily this round, but they before the Super Bowl, just any of the games before the Super Bowl, they always seem to choke and lose somehow or get unlucky. I think it would be hilarious if the Saints won and then it was like the Rams and Saints in the division in the NFC Championship match again. Can you imagine the storylines with that because of what happened with the no call? Like,
revenge game.
Oh my goodness. It would be nuts. But I'm going against you. I'm going with Tom Brady. I think he finds a way to get it done. He finds a way and he makes it happen. And then it'll be, Rams and Bucks in the championship game. And then that'll be a revenge game too, because the Rams beat them in the regular season. So it'll be an interesting matchup for that. So yeah, we went against each other on a couple matchups, so this will be fun. Yeah.
If I go perfect, I pass you by 1 point.
1 point. Wow.
1 point. if I
Wow.
pass you because they're 3 points each. So that'd be a 9 point jump.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. 1 point.
I don't care. It'd be the first time I had the lead all year.
Well, hopefully I'm not throwing that away then. We'll see. Because I don't want to have to buy you 2 pops. At least only just one, instead of
Yeah.
two. Then who knows, maybe I'll get lucky and you know, Justin Fields will go number 1 overall and then you'll owe me a pop. um, but all right, well, those are our picks for the divisional round. We're excited about the games. As always, we end the show like we always do. So
Earl Thomas still not signed.
it's never gonna get old until he's like, yeah, I retire because no one wants me.
Right.
But yeah, so we appreciate everyone. We appreciate the listens. You can always listen to us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the major podcast places. You can listen to us or follow us on social media on Twitter at SportsHarderP, capital S, capital P. You can follow us on Facebook, Sports Harder Podcast, Instagram, sports_harder podcast. Any comments or anything that you leave, we'll shout out to you like we did for David when he left his comments about Urban Meyer getting that Jacksonville Jaguars head coaching job. Subscribe and like us on YouTube. You can leave comments on there too, and we'll shout out comments on there. Just not the sexy comments that have been left so right here lately on the on the YouTube page, but we've been getting rid of those comments, people trying to just spam and stuff like that. So but we appreciate everyone as always. Next week we'll get to talk about the NFC Championship game and the AFC Championship game. I'm sure there'll be more coach hirings that we'll be talking about because there's still some more jobs that need to get filled and done. NBA hockey has started. Watched the Capitals' first game last night and they got the W. They're playing tonight as well. They're playing again, so we'll be talking about hockey and getting into that. NBA, going. Major League Baseball. I'm not sure when they're going to be starting, so but we'll be talking about that too. So lot of fun stuff to get into. Anything else you want to add to wrap things up?
No, I'm excited to actually get into some hockey talk. So I've kind of got into a few of the games and stuff. So been following a little bit more than I ever have. So it's pretty exciting.
You man, you put in that work. Be the
Yep.
best co-host that you can be. Alrighty, well, we appreciate everyone, and then we will catch you guys on the next episode next week.
Later.
Peace.